I think we've all been there. I think we've all been there at some stage in our lives. You know, when things get bad, you feel they'll never get better. Ever. I've been living in my car for about 4 years. About 4 years, yeah. I love it. It does get lonely though, I'm not gonna lie. I think I may try and sell them one day. I'm sure someone out there would like them. I like it here because it's peaceful. It's my peaceful place. And in the car, no one can touch you. They can't really hurt you, they can't get to you, nothing. They can if you don't park it in the right spot. But I know where all the best spots are, because I drive a lot. I was going to be an actor, but my penis wasn't big enough apparently. They're very sizist in the audition. Size queens. I had big talent, but a tiny cock. And it is very off-putting. You know, you try doing the words with a CD around your knob. A CD's a casting director, by the way, not a compact disc. They do shoot dogs out here, by the way. That was her. Rosie. My little dog. Ran straight out of my car, up into those fields, and I never saw her again.
Rosie! Rosie, Rose! Rosie! 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 I miss her, yeah. And I still try and look for her. I still have that hope that I will one day find her. Although it has been 3 years. Actually, instead of you coming over with me, do you want me just to... I can just point in the sort of direction and then you can just edit it together. Is that okay? Is that all right? Yeah? Okay, so I'll just... If you film my finger, and then that will be, you can edit that in your clip to point to where I'm going to take you, because it's quite far. You won't like how far away it is. It's really far, and I don't actually want to take you there today. So if you could just follow my finger all the way, and that'd be great. All right? Okay. Because I know how filming works, because I've got my own camera and everything. I know how it works.
They get you to wear this backpack full of rocks to feel the physical burden of being gay. And they'll get you to face a wall, and they'll just add more rocks and more rocks and more rocks. And they wouldn't start taking the rocks out until you'd given up. And there were these two other guys there. They were younger than me, and they used to have to wrestle each other to show how manly they were. And if they weren't hitting each other hard enough, then the guy who ran the camps, the one who helped out, he'd go in and physically throw the punch. Like that. Like that. It's more like probably like that. Oh, I'm gonna hit you right there. Right up there. They deserve to feel the pain. They deserve to feel that guilt for the rest of their lives. For what they've done, you know. I will never understand how someone can disown their own child, you know, their own flesh and blood. Baffles me. Which way are we going? Just don't get too close with the camera because it's a bit... I just get a little bit anxious if it's too close. I love cameras because they capture things you'd never know about. If you didn't have a camera, I don't know what I would do without it. I'd be lost. A lot of people would say what I do is sick, but they don't know me. So how can they say what I do is weird? Because they don't know me. It's always people that, you know, they don't really know you and they judge you and all that, and they're the ones that get on my nerves. You've got two down there as well. But I'll show you those afterwards, I think. So I film suicides. People would probably call me the suicide watcher if they knew what I did. They never would, because I'm very good at what I do. Never get caught. And that's the secret to it. You never get caught. So yeah. So basically I have a contracted service in place to help assist people in their suicide. So I'll film them, you know, sort of swinging, I suppose it's swinging. And I will then capture that with my camera, and I will send that on to the
relative or family member that disowned them. Suicide is a very personal thing. But some people want it witnessed. They probably just don't want to be alone, I suppose. You know. And they do it. And that brings me peace. It makes me feel that I'm, giving back to them and making them, carrying out their wishes to get a message across. I like the secret part of it, being an eyewitness. My mum used to say to me, "Oh, stop reading those creepy books, you'll make yourself not very well." But I wasn't reading the books. I was just looking at the pictures.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and dial again.
My girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, she made me go. She found inappropriate pornography on my phone. Man and man. She said, "Oh, you better not embarrass us." So I went, and the guy who runs the conversion showed himself to me. And that just confused me even more. I did wait outside a house once after a drop. The guy was very handsome. His eyes had come out of their sockets, and I just couldn't wait for them to see the footage. I've never heard anyone scream so loud. It was guttural. Filled the whole street. And the windows were closed. Some people would say that I'm a killer. But I don't kill anyone. I just watch.
It's lonely here, but peaceful too. I've been searching here for years and I can't find